Hey, what's up guys? Everything Apple Pro here. iOS 14 Developer Beta 4 is here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's new. You can definitely tell that Apple's getting close to the final release of iOS 14 here September, October. Things are getting polished, feeling better, smoother, and not as many changes this time around as most of the fundamental changes in iOS 14 have been established, but there are over 30 still to report on. Let's get into it. First thing I wanted to mention is while searching for the features, on Beta 4, my device has been going into this weird dimmed state. So I'm experiencing more overheating than usual, and sometimes the screen will dim, then pop back into normal brightness. Not sure if that's because I was charging it on max brightness and using it intensely, but you may notice this. A major change for older devices is Apple has reinstated 3D Touch, so that is once again available. More instant responses instead of the delay you get with haptic touch. Glad to see that Apple has brought that one back and not nerfed that feature. On your home screen, when you haptic touch on an app icon, the edit home screen glyph, as you can see, is much more compact, more in line with the other icons. Now in settings, you'll notice a new tab for exposure notifications. That's because Apple has now activated the exposure notifications API within iOS 14 beta. This doesn't enable anything by default, it just allows third-party applications to ask you for that API. Now throughout system menus, you'll notice that the back arrow is slightly more compact, closer to the text. This is system-wide. A couple adjustments to display zoom. For one, the background within the preview window here is now using the iOS 14 wallpapers. They're more muted. And the actual overall interaction with the display zoom on has become better. Things look better. For example, on the lock screen, notice how the lock icon is now proportional. The buttons here slightly smaller, the text smaller. So you can tell that Apple is working on the smaller displays. And of course, this is a precursor to the 5.4-inch iPhone, which will be using this zoomed interface. Also within the display and brightness settings, notice the icon for the low brightness. It's now been redone, slightly larger. And this extends into the weather application, which has new icons as well for the sun. So in here, notice that the icons are now slightly smaller, a little bit bolder rays. Apple has updated those. Oh, and of course the sun sits on the opposite side now, so it's mirrored. Not new to this beta, but one I missed overall. The folder background will adjust its color depending on what's behind it on the wallpaper fully. So this is definitely a different effect than in iOS 13. And Apple has made available the final widget, the TV widget, which was teased during the reveal, but finally has made an appearance. So now we have all of them, and hopefully with future iOS versions, we'll get even more. This one just shows you what's up next, and that's what that looks like on the home screen. And the organization within the clock widget has been adjusted. The first thing you'll see is world clock, with city being last. And same thing for the news widget. First thing you'll see is topic, with today being last. When editing widgets, the interface is much cleaner now, centered and not scrollable. Everything's available in one page here. Also notice the background. It's color coordinated heavily now depending on the color of the widget you're editing. For example, notes here, notice everything goes yellow, more so than before. When searching in iOS 14 Beta 4 using Spotlight Search, the organization of the results is much better. You'll get more relevant results instead of just a static list here. In Mail, when swiping on an email, the flag icon has been reverted back to this brownish orange. In Maps, the search bar has been slimmed down, and within the weather and air quality index meter right here, you'll see the new icons from weather in here also. For example, the icons right here with the moon and clouds are different on Beta 4. I'm not sure if this is a bug or not, but when using dictation or using Siri, you'll no longer get an accurate depiction of where the audio is coming from. And for Siri here, usually on Beta 3, it would show you. Not sure if that's an intentional change or bug. And when opening reminders up for the first time, you'll see an all-new splash screen. This one says welcome to reminders instead of what's new in reminders, with new icons and descriptions. A couple changes in Apple News. In the News Plus category, some slightly different promotional material, and in the following tab, a description on the search bar. Also within Apple News, now when haptic touching on an article, you get the option to report a concern directly from the Quick Actions menu. Minute changes in the Watch app, some orange text on the front page, and in the Face gallery, Chronograph Pro now starts with a default white color instead of blue. Within the Music app, there is a new splash screen video detailing how to share music with your friends. In Apple Music, within the album view, you now have some adjusted buttons. The Add button is no longer highlighted in magenta, slightly smaller more icon. And when you have an album downloaded, this is the new icon, just a small check mark instead of the downloaded text. One I missed from beta 3, on iPad in the Music app, you can actually take songs, haptic touch them, and then drag them directly into a playlist of your choosing. Within Siri and search settings, in Siri suggestions, you'll notice the options here have been rearranged, some of them changed. And for the most exciting change of them all, in the podcast settings, the blue text has been reverted back to black. And to finish off, what I missed from beta 3, in your watch settings, you'll have a new tab for hand washing, where you can enable location-based reminders and enable a hand washing timer here. And here's that Geekbench, a significantly higher multi-core score on beta 4, although beta 3 has been pretty good to me on my personal device. I like the smoothness and refinement. You can tell that Apple has slowed down on the features as mostly everything has been established in iOS 14 already. I'll let you know if there's anything bigger, but I don't really see there being much changes from here on out. Of course, we'll report. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.